जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की, वृंदरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter number 6, the activities of Lord Rishabhadev, text number 12. अयम अवतारो रजसोपाप्लुता कैवल्य उपशिक्षणार्थः। अयम अवतारो रजसोपप्लुता कैवल्य उपशिक्षणार्थः। अयम अवतारो रजसोपप्लुता कैवल्य उपशिक्षणार्थः। अवतारो रजसो कैवल्योपशिक्षणार्थः। अयम अवतारो रजसोपप्लुता कैवल्योपशिक्षणार्थः। अतः Word to word meaning. Ayam avataraha. This incarnation, Lord Rishabhadev, Rajasa, by the mode of passion, Upapluta, overwhelmed, Kaivalya Upasikshana Arthaha, to teach the people the path of liberation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. In this age of Kali, people are overwhelmed by the modes of passion and ignorance. Lord Rishabhadev incarnated himself to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. Purport. The symptoms of Kali Yuga are predicted in the 10th canto of the 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lavanyam Keshadharanam. It is predicted how fallen souls will behave. They will keep their hair long and consider themselves very beautiful, or they will pluck out their hairs as the Jains do. They will keep themselves unclean and will not wash their mouths. Jains refer to Lord Rishabhadev as their original preceptor. If such people are serious followers of Rishabhadev, they must also take his instructions. In the 5th chapter of this canto, Rishabhadev gave his 100 sons instructions whereby they could become free from the clutches of Maya. If one actually follows Rishabhadev, he will certainly be delivered from the clutches of Maya and return home back to Godhead. If one strictly follows the instructions of Rishabhadev given in the 5th chapter, he will certainly be liberated. Lord Rishabhadev incarnated specifically to deliver these fallen souls. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsya Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Prem Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Seeking blessings from all the assembled devotees so that I can speak something related on this verse, what I heard from my superiors. a service to all the Vaishnavas and for my own purification. So in this verse, one of the purpose of incarnation of Lord Rishabhadev is mentioned. So he wanted to deliver the living entities who are overwhelmed by modes of passion and ignorance and release from the clutches of Maya. So this is here mentioned as the purpose of Lord Rishabhadev's appearance. So here in the purport, Prabhupada writing that one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga is Lavanyam Keshadharanam. People are very, very fond of long hairs. Gents also. Especially. Sometimes, if you see in social media, YouTube, so many videos are there how to get more thick hair and how to prevent hair from falling. So many videos are there. That shows that actually how much people are so much anxious for, and so many clinics are also there. If you go on the road, there are so many billboards are there, so many clinics are there for the growing of the hair. So when Prabhupada went to Western countries, he taught people keeping short hairs. And some of the disciples asked Prabhupada, why can't you keep long hair? See, Lord Krishna has long hairs, Lord Ram has long hairs, Lord Chaitanya has long hairs. So why can't we have long hair? You are telling us to keep short hairs and shaven heads. Then Prabhupada asked actually, who told you about Ram? Prabhupada, you only told. Who told you about Krishna? Prabhupada, you only told about Krishna. Who told you about Lord Chaitanya? Prabhupada, you only told. What is my hairstyle? So you should follow me. Understand? So, in this way, here Prabhupada writing actually, if there is one sect of people who are following Lord Rishabhadev, so they are called Jains. So if they are really following Lord Rishabhadev, they should follow Rishabhadev in complete. So they should follow the teachings of Rishabhadev also. So but they are only following which part they like. So this is called Ardha Kukutti Nyaya. So this is called half hen logic. Once there is a farmer who has a hen that is giving golden eggs. So you can imagine actually a hen which is giving golden eggs, it will eat also something very rich food. That's why it is giving golden eggs. So he felt that it is giving golden eggs, that is good, but only the problem is maintenance is too much. So he is having difficulty to feed, but he is interested in getting the eggs. So he intelligently thought actually, so he got a eureka idea. That means he thought, if I only keep the back part of the hen and eliminate the front part of the hen, then what happens? That is, income keeps on coming and there is no expenditure. Only income. So that's what he thought actually. Let me keep only the rear portion and remove the front portion. So in that way, he chopped the head of the hen which is eating and thought that he will continue to get the golden eggs. But what happened? Ultimately, it resulted in not getting any eggs actually. So similarly, many people also take Shastra whatever they like. In that way, they murder Shastra only. And they think that they can get whatever they want out of the Shastra, they can screw out and they can conveniently leave whichever portion it is not comfortable, and they can get the full benefit also. So what happened actually, then the result is the same. What happened to the farmer who cut the hen, the same thing will happen to the people who follow अर्ध कुकुटी न्याय. जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री गौरीताय की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. So in that way, some people don't follow, but they imitate, and they think they are following, and they convince themselves that we are following by imitating. Last time, Grace Taran Mohan Prabhu explaining about imitation and following entire class. So in that way, the Kali Yuga Jivas, more or less, they just only imitate, and they think that they are very wonderfully following. And there is saying also, a very famous saying nowadays, if you cannot make it, fake it. If you can't make it, fake it. And you think you had made it. So in that way, people only fake it. They don't make it, and they think that they have made it. So this is what is happening everywhere. So sometimes being devotees also, we also fall victim to this kind of conception. Our spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says, a devotee doesn't want to look humble. He wants to be humble. But we want to look humble. We don't want to be humble, but we want to look humble and think that we are humble. We made it. So the same thing actually happens everywhere so people want to look very rich, that's why they put some dresses, they borrow some dresses and everything they put, and they put some imitation jewelry, and they think they look very rich. They don't want to become rich, they look rich. Because becoming is very hard work, but looking is easy. Understand? Just come over, na? Just. So in that way, everything in this Kali Yuga is only a fake. Only externally we imitate, and we think that I have done it. So the problem with imitation is actually, because we imitate and we think we have done it, you will never do it. You will never become holy, because I have become, and I made everybody believe also that I have become like that. So purpose is served. Understand? I look humble, and I made everybody believe that I am a humble devotee. So the purpose is achieved, goal is achieved. So in that way, the danger is we will never become humble. So in that way, everybody in this Kali Yuga actually is want to just imitate. This is the age of Kali Yuga. Is people are very good in faking everything. So here the purpose of Rishabhadev's incarnation is told actually is people were overwhelmed by the modes of passion and ignorance. So this word Prabhupada is using overwhelming. Sometimes we say overwhelming response. That means it is beyond our expectation. People responded. I heard during the last Sri Krishna Janmashtami, there was overwhelming response to our temple, that around 2 lakhs people came, and there was a long queue, for 2 kilometers queue, and people are there till the middle of the night, and literally we have to call the police and send them. Now it is enough is enough. So it is like a overwhelming response. It is good response actually for the right cause. But now here Prabhupada is writing that people are giving overwhelming response to modes of passion and ignorance. So Prabhupada says that people are very, very eager to go to hell. Just like on that day people are very eager to take darshan here. So in that way people are having even 1,000 times bigger queue to go to hell. And the hell people are saying actually, all seats are full. You are under waiting list. And they are telling, no, book a ticket in Tatkal or emergency quota or premium tatkal. If train is not available, we will come in flight. No, but we want to come to hell. So that is a overwhelming response actually. What is people are showing towards going to the hell. There is a story comes actually in a country. The governance is not properly working actually. All the citizens are very frustrated with the government and everything. So one fellow who is a citizen, he felt very frustrated with the king, and he thought actually I will go and murder this fellow, and he starts with a knife, in his bag, and he comes to the gate of the king's palace. And there is a huge line is there, and he thought actually, give me the way. First of all, I want to go and kill that fellow. And we are all waiting for that only. We are also standing in line. You are also in line. So, in that way, this is the Kaliga Jivas actually are unfortunately very, very, overwhelmed with the modes of passion and ignorance, and they are creating their future. So, in the Bhagavatam also, in the first canto, one verse comes. Yetadhi atura chittana matra sparshechaya mahu bhavasindu plavo drishta haricharyanu varnanam. So, all living entity, the senses are very atura, means eager for the gratification. So, in that way, everybody is tending towards the hellish direction. And we sing every day, Jadendriya Tahe Kal. So, all the senses are pathway to the hell. And especially, Tara Madhya Vihvati. The tongue is the most dangerous thing. It is a double-edged sword. Because every sense can do only one activity. Eyes can see, ears can, hear. So, nose can smell. But the tongue can do only two things. That is, it can speak also and it can taste also. So, in that way, spiritual life begins with tongue, Prabhupada says. So, just by controlling the tongue in terms of speech and in terms of taste buds, so one can easily conquer all other senses also. And our back to Godhead begins just by using the tongue rightly. And we see that there are different living entities are there, and they have problem with one sense. And the bumblebees are there, they have problem with the sense of smell. And because the bumblebee can even pierce a tree also, it has that much power. But when it enters into the lotus, the lotus petals are so soft, but it gets intoxicated by the smell of the lotus, and when the lotus closes, it gets caught up there, it cannot even pierce the soft petals of the lotus also. So, in that way, it becomes completely powerless. So, in that way, the highly skilled person also actually can become powerless when it comes to, his senses make him powerless. So, one devotee doctor is there, he was telling actually. So, he is from Maharashtra. He told once actually, he had a colleague. He is very good in doing operations, very expert in doing operations actually. So, but what happens, but he had only one weakness, that is, by the time evening happens, he drinks. He drinks actually. And sometimes some people have dire need, emergency cases. He already went home and the people come to home, for him. Doctor, there is a emergency case, you should do operation like that. His wife says, no, he has drunk. He can't do anything actually. So that means highly skilled person also, when actually he is intoxicated, he cannot function. His high skills completely get covered up. He can't be of any use. So in that way, when the senses are actually get attracted to sense objects, so they lead to death. That we see about the firefly also. firefly attracted to fire and it leaves its body completely, and the elephant get attracted to the she elephant, and deer get attracted to a flute of the hunter. So like that, each animal, each living entity, one sense very strong, and because of that its life is completely ruined. And human being, all the senses are very strong. You know, and we are in even more dangerous situation. So this if you see the remedy, if you see what is given is Haricharyanu Varnanam. It is told, a person, he is hearing the activities of Lord Hari, then he can only be, freed from the senses and their attraction towards sense objects. There is no other way. If you see in the Bhagavatam also, in the first canto, second chapter, it comes, how to come out of modes of passionate ignorance. It is told, Tata rajastamo bhava kamalobhadayasya cheta ete rana viddham sthitam sattve prasidate. So, just by hearing Shrinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hrudayantastohi Abhadrani Vidhunoti Suhrusatam. So, just by hearing the sound vibration which describes the activities of the Supreme Lord Krishna, then what happens? Krishna enters into our heart through the ears. So, in the same way, the material contamination also enters into our heart through ears. So out of all the pollutions, once His Grace Anandamayi Prabhu is explaining, the pollution starts with sound. First pollution is the sound pollution, ether pollution. So in the ether, when you spread the gossips, whatever the sounds which are not related to Krishna, so then the whole atmosphere get completely polluted. So, and that pollutes the intelligence first. Kukata, Bhagavatam says it is Krishna Katha and Kukata. So, the Kukata will pollute the intelligence. So, the consequent result is actually that all the other elements, the water, fire, air, everything gets polluted. But the pollution starts from pollution of the ether, sound pollution first actually. So, in that way, it is very, very important actually what is entering into our ears. So, what is entering into our ears actually completely transforms our understanding. Basically, whatever understanding we have developed in our life is just by hearing since childhood. So, one devotee is sharing that. So, just see a small child, if you keep on making him hear, and you can make him a doctor. And if you keep on hearing, he can become a lawyer. If you keep on hearing, he becomes an engineer. So just hearing can make a person a chartered accountant, doctor, lawyer. So similarly, hearing can take him back to Godhead also. If you keep on hearing, then that can take you back to Godhead. So here the purpose of Rishabhadev's arrival is to remove the people from the clutches of this Maya. A liberated person only can liberate others. A conditioned soul can make other people also more conditioned souls. In our childhood, we used to play one game, that statue game. Yeah, one person makes other person and he tells statue. He becomes a statue. He can't move. Who can release him? A person who is not became statue, when he goes and touches him, he can release. Right? One statue cannot release another statue. So similarly, a liberated soul only can liberate others actually. Once I remember as well as Navayogendra Maharaj, he was telling, जो आदमी फंस गया है दुनिया में, उनको एक ही काम आता है, दूसरों को फंसाना. जो आदमी मुक्त हो गया वही दूसरों को मुक्त कर सकता है. Understand? So one who is entangled, he does only one activity towards others. He also makes everybody entangled. That's all. He doesn't know anything other activity. But a person who is liberated, actually his activity is to liberate others. So in that way, Lord Rishabhadev actually is a liberated soul completely. And by following him, not imitating him, by following him, we can also get liberation from the clutches of modes of passion and ignorance. And we can see actually in the Ramayana also, Kaikeyi heard from mantra. And her pure love towards Lord Ram became great hatred towards Ram and Sita. Just by hearing, we say submissive oral reception. That's what she did. Submissively heard from mantra. And her whole heart got transformed in a negative sense. She became so hateful towards Lord Ram. And she desired that 14 years he should be sent to Vanavas, like that. So when Ram heard about this, he did not felt any hatred towards Kaikeyi. He always believed that actually Kaikeyi loved so much. And she desired like that means it is also out of love only. It could not be out of malice. So Lord Ram really thought actually Kaikeyi want to do something good to me. That's why she desired like that. It's not some kind of positive thinking or intellectual adjustment. No, he really felt actually, and he felt Kaikeyi felt actually it is big burden to rule the kingdom. Instead of me carrying this burden, she wanted to put this burden on the Bharata, and want to relieve me from this burden. It is her love. So he really thanked actually Kaikeyi and very happily left. And when Bharata came, he became so wild and he started chastising Kaikeyi like anything, left and right. And Bharata says actually, you are like a scorpion, how the scorpion gives birth to the babies. What the babies do? The babies tear away that the stomach of the mother and comes out. So similarly you are like that. Actually you have killed completely your relationship with Lord Ram. So you are not less than a scorpion. So like that he chastises very harshly. So at that time Kaikeyi feels actually, whom I thought my son, he is so harsh towards me. For whom I thought, providing a kingdom and make him a king and see him happy, he is so rude, so harsh towards me. And that person, that Lord Ram, whom I behaved so harshly, is still loving me so much. And at that time, her eyes got opened. Actually, that's what Bharata also wanted. She should develop hatred towards me and she should feel love towards Ram. So that's why he chastises her so much, so that her heart becomes broken with Bharata, and again she feels love towards Ram. So in that way, a living entity, because of hearing Kukatha, develops hatred towards Lord. And he turned his face against Lord. And that's what Bhagavatam says, Janasya Krishnat Vimukasya Daiva Adharma Silasya Sudukkitasya Anugrahayena Chanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. So the people, Janasya Krishnat Vimukasya Daiva. So they develop Vimukha, means a kind of aversion towards the Lord. And the result is, in their life what happens? Adharma Shilasya. In their life, adharma starts entering into their life. They lose character first. As soon as we become averse towards Lord, we lose our character, good character. And the result is Sudukkitasya. It is not normal dukkha, it is Sudukha. We have Bhagavat Subhodhini, not just Bodhini, it is Subhodhini, means it teaches very nicely. So in that way, it is people get very nice dukkha. So what is the remedy? Anugrahayena charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardhanasya. So Lord sent his representatives to make them again sumukha. Now they are vimukha, and when they again become sumukha towards the Lord, then again they start coming on the path of dharma, and again the misery goes away. So even Prahlad Maharaj also says this vimukha viprad vishad guna yutad aravinda nabha padharavinda vimukhat swapacham varishtam. He says one who is vimukha means against the Lord, he is worse than who is a dog eater also. He says even though he is a brahmana, he is a vimukha towards Lord. So his life becomes much worse than a dog eater. So just I was thinking, just imagine actually a person, how he looks like. A person is very well built body and everything, but his head is like that always only, it cannot twist, or it is like that. And no, so how he looks like? Whole body is beautiful, but his head is only always like that, or like this only, it cannot turn straight. How he looks like? He looks very ugly, right? So similarly, living entity is also like that actually. He is vimukha towards the Lord. So he is so ugly, even though externally looking so good, right? His life is very ugly. This comes actually in Chaitanya Charitamrita, on Gopinath Patnaik story, that he spent some money which is supposed to go to the king. He spends money for himself. And the king asks that money to give it back, and he gives the task to his son, you collect the money. And he says, actually I have some horses, we can take that in the place of money. But he quotes big price for the horses. And the son of the Gopinath Patnaik, he says, no, this doesn't cost that much money, I can't give. So he has one peculiar habit of twisting his head like that, that the king's son. When he says, actually, your horse doesn't cost so much, then Gopinath Patnaik, he says, my horses doesn't have that much peculiar habit of looking like that. So, when he says that, the king's son becomes so wild. How dare you call me like that, And he tells to the father, he is, cheating us, doing so much this and everything. Then he says, okay, somehow or other get it money. The father says. Then he goes and says, actually, you are sentenced to death punishment. It's a big story actually. Then all the devotees go to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you go and please, pursue the king and get him well. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, I can't do it. So in that way, just to connect it, what I mean to say, actually, a person who becomes vimukha towards the Lord, actually, his life becomes very, very ugly. His characteristics become very ugly. So here, Lord Rishabhadev is teaching actually in the 5th chapter that we are meant to enjoy, no doubt about it. Somebody asked Prabhupada, why God created this world? And Prabhupada told, for enjoyment. Then the people felt, wow. And Prabhupada told, yes, enjoyment for Krishna. Oh, is it? So, actually, living entity is meant for enjoyment actually. Anandamayobhyasat. It is, we are seeking after pleasure. So, for the sake of pleasure, actually, a person can undergo any kind of pain also, provided at the end if there is pleasure. I remember actually in those days, people used to stand in line for cinema tickets and everything for hours together. But if you get that ticket and goes to the movie and enjoy, and people stand in line outside the hotels also just to eat in the hotel for a few moments. So much pain for few moments of pleasure. That means a little pleasure can make him so much transcendental to so much pain also. So that's why people are after pleasure. We can go to hell also, but provided there is a pleasure is there. So in that way, living entity is always seeking after pleasure. But the problem is, in this world, the pleasure is equal to pain. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evati adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. So in this world, the pleasure, the formula is Krishna is given. Pleasure is equal to pain. X is equal to Y. If you want to increase pleasure, x into 2x, then what will happen? 2x is equal to 2y. If you want to make x square, it becomes y square. You cannot increase pleasure without increasing pain. It is impossible. So now we are happy putting the fan. Why? Because there is a pain is there of heat. Understand? That's why the fan is giving you happiness. But during the winter season, the same fan if you put, then what will happen? It gives the pain. Understand? So in that way, you cannot experience happiness without undergoing some pain in this world. So we can take cold water now. Very pleasant experience. Why? Because it is very hot. So to the degree you are in hot, if you are given cold water, you are happy. But if you are already in AC room and if you are given cold water, so you become very uncomfortable. So in that way, you cannot have happiness in this world without undergoing pain. The more happiness you want, the more pain you have to undergo. So I remember some years before, we used to have one Dindi Yatra. People go walking from Pandharpur, from Pune to Pandharpur, around 250 kilometers. So one particular year, I have decided that I will go for one day. So in the India Yatra, every day they walk for some 10 kilometers, 12 kilometers, 15 kilometers. But only one particular day, they walk for 30 kilometers. So fortunately or unfortunately, the choice I made, that came that day only. It is 30 kilometers, walk. So after going there, I understood actually it is 30 kilometers walk. So we are walking. So in the middle of the day, I remember there was a little break, halt. On the road, we sat, literally. And as soon as I sat, I felt there is great happiness. Just by sitting only, you can become so happy. On that day, first I realized actually. And within few seconds, I went to sleep also. Sitting on the road. So in that way, the sukha is in this world is completely relative. To the degree you can undergo the pain, to the degree you can undergo pleasure. If you are very hungry, if you are given food, you will become very happy. If you are not hungry, even the best of the food also, taste food also doesn't taste so much. So in that way, it is big illusion actually in this world. The problem, we are trying to equate sukha with happiness, but they are two different things. Ananda is different and sukha is different. So ananda, which doesn't reduce, anandambudhi vardhanam, it's keep on increasing, but the sukha keeps on reducing. You will not feel the same happiness in the beginning and it keeps on reducing. Anything you enjoy, that keeps on coming down. So Rishabhadeva is telling, the sukha which you are trying to enjoy, it is available for the pigs and dogs also. Even better sukha they are enjoying than us. So don't hanker for that kind of sukha which the lower species of animals they are trying to enjoy. We are meant for something even better kind of happiness. We are designed, our design is something better. So we should act according to that. You can hanker for that happiness. Tapo divyam putrakayana sattvam suddhyati asmat brahma saukyam tu anantam. So our sukha should keep on increasing, not should keep on decreasing. So how that can happen? That can happen when the heart gets purified. As you keep on purifying your heart, tapo divyam shuddhyati asmat, when the heart gets keep on purified, you starts experiencing the unending pleasure. Anandambudhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita aswadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So when the heart gets purified by the process of devotion service, engaging our senses in the service of the Lord, then what happens? The senses become more and more pure. When the senses become more and more pure, they enjoy the real sense gratification. When the senses are becoming more and more impure, that means they are getting more and more damaged. Because senses are designed to serve the Lord. When something is designed to some purpose, when you are using for that purpose, then its performance is good, right? So it is designed for amplifying the sound, but if I take it and hit somebody, that is also one purpose. But when you do it, then it gets lost, actually its purpose, it gets damaged. So in that way, we are using our senses for wrong purpose. That purpose is not, it is designed for Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. When you are using for something else, then its performance goes down and it gives more and more misery. So in that way, here Srila Prabhupada and all the Acharyas taught us actually how to get the real happiness and how to release ourselves from the clutches of Maya. Unless we attain some higher taste, actually what happens, we always search some taste somewhere else. So we catch on to Maya, we don't live because we are not getting anything high. Rasavarjam rasotyasya param drishtva nivartate. Until we get higher taste, we cannot give lower taste. So here Rishabhadeva is telling how to get the higher taste, how to become sumukha towards the Lord, how we should turn our face towards the Lord and become beautiful internally and externally. We'll stop our discussion till here. Thank you all very much for your patient hearing. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.